Victor Wembanyama's story of being just a kid from France to getting drafted number 1 overall in the NBA is truly incredible. Ever since being a near 6 foot tall 13-year-old and having the talent to dominate on the basketball court, Wembanyama's name has grown more and more popular. So how did the tall kid from France get to be one of the most hyped of the generational talents of this past few decades? Let's dive into the story to find out about the incredible rise of Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama was born on January 4, 2004 in Les Chasseneuils, France, to join his parents, Felix and Elodie. Wembanyama gets his height from his parents, as his dad is 6.5 feet tall and his mom is 6 foot 3 inches tall. So it's safe to say that his parents knew he was going to be tall, but they wouldn't have probably guessed as tall as he was becoming. Sports run in his family, and his dad was a track and field athlete and ran in the long jump, high jump, and triple jumps. His mother was a former basketball player and coach herself. Wemby's older sisters play professional basketball, and his younger brother has also played basketball too. But it doesn't stop there. His grandma and grandpa both played basketball, and his grandpa did so professionally. So yeah, Wemby has the perfect genetic lineup to be playing basketball. But before he was the basketball star we all know him to be now, Wemby spent time playing soccer and even practiced martial arts too. He started playing organized basketball when he was just 7 years old. And when he was 10 years old, he got his first bit of involvement with a professional team when he played with Nanterre 92's youth system. Nanterre 92 is like an NBA team, but in France's professional system, at just 10 years old, he was already getting his foot in the door for something special. One time when he was attending an under-11 game in 2013, a coach mistakenly took him for another coach as he stood out in the crowd at an absurd 5 foot 11 inches tall at just 9 years old. Wemby continued his basketball journey until 2018 when he was loaned to FC Barcelona for an under-14 tournament in Spain, where he helped lead his team to 3rd place. He continued his career with Nanterre 92 ahead of the 2019-2020 season as he joined their senior team. He made his official debut in October of 2019 at just 15 years old. He was the second youngest player to ever play in the Euro Cup. He then played for Nanterre's under-8 team in the Kaunas qualifying tournament, which would qualify the team for Adidas Next Generation tournament. During this tournament, Wemby averaged 15.8 points, 12 boards, 6 blocks, and 2.8 steals per game. All of this was good enough to earn him all tournament honors. His incredible gift of athleticism and long arms was working perfectly to dominate in games. For the 2021 season, Wembanyama took a different approach to who he played with. He chose to split time with Nanterre's senior team and with their under-21 team. On top of that, he agreed to play in the NM1 tournament, which is the professional level 3rd tier of men's basketball in France. So safe to say, Wemby was getting lots of valuable experience in professional basketball. He later made headlines in a viral video where he played against NBA star Rudy Gobert, who's also from France, and Vincent Poirier, and this video would help Wemby grow his name recognition even more. Come the 2021-2022 season, Wemby would go on to sign a 3-year contract with Asvel of the Pro A League. He dealt with injuries in his first few months of the year and would have played in the All-Star game but missed it because of the bone bruise he suffered on his shoulder. He came back later in the season and would get some decent playing time and even some good stat sheets, but would miss the rest of the season after he suffered yet another injury. Even when dealing with his injuries, his team was still able to win championship that year and get voted to the best Pro A young player. Although he had 2 more years left on his agreement, Wembanyama opted out of his contract and signed with the Metropolitan 92s of the LNB Pro A. There were a lot of choices for Wemby to choose, but he ultimately went with the Mets after liking how their head coach, Vincent Collet, had been able to develop young players. His recognition with the American media grew as he faced off against the NBA G League's Ignite team in 2 exhibition games. Also in attendance was the 2nd overall pick of the 2023 NBA draft, Scoot Henderson. This game had over 200 executives and scouts in attendance and was nationally televised. He would score a combined 73 points between the 2 games as they would split the 2-game exhibition matches. And in his final year before he declared for the NBA draft, Wembanyama went off. In the entirety of the 2022 season, Wemby posted 735 points, 354 boards, and 83 assists as he led his team to a 23-12 record. In this season, Wemby had a lot of milestones and feats, including 4 straight 30-point games. He was named captain of the France team at the All-Star game, and at the end of the year, Wemby became the youngest person ever to win the Pro A MVP award. He literally won accolades at every skill set imaginable, as he won Best Defender, Best Scorer, and Best Blocker. He has also been named to the All-Pro A First Team and Best Young Player award. He led his team all the way to the finals, but they did end up losing. On April 21, 2023, Wembanyama declared for the NBA draft. And as his draft buzz had been built up from when he was in high school, he became more and more popular. And the question for the NBA draft was not who would get selected first overall, but rather which team would get that first pick. The Pistons, Rockets, and Spurs all finished with an equal 14% chance of earning the pick, as they finished with the worst records in basketball. Ahead of the 2022 NBA season, Commissioner Adam Silver said they would be watching to make sure teams were not purposely tanking to land Wembanyama. Come the night of the lottery drawing, the Spurs would earn that pick. Wembanyama became the first French player to ever be drafted first overall, and he does have a big hype to live up to for the Spurs, as their past 2 first overall picks have been successes in David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Victor Wembanyama joins elite company in being number 1 overall pick. The company belongs to the likes of players like Derrick Rose, Yao Ming, Shaquille O'Neal, and Oscar Robertson, just to name a few. But LeBron James had a lot of hype around his name as the kid from Akron coming out of high school. Victor Wembanyama is the most hyped prospect since LeBron in 2003. Even before he was drafted first overall, analysts continued to project him to getting drafted that high as early as when he was 16. Wemby stands at 7'3" tall and has a long wingspan that measures almost 8 feet. And just his size and shape alone make it a challenge for opposing players. Now with that, his height has also raised a lot of concerns about how versatile and injury prone he will be. He's pretty versatile, and that's due to his ability to play all over the court. His size does not slow him down, and he has the skills to prove it. He's a solid 3-point shooter, and good luck to opposing defenders trying to block his jumper because his height makes it so difficult. And when he gets inside the paint, he can be efficient at scoring the ball, but it isn't just offense. In basketball, his defense is there too. He almost makes it look effortless when he goes to block shots with just how tall he really is. He could ideally throw his arm up and grab the ball out of action on some plays. He has been criticized as being too lean and that he isn't strong enough, so coaches have embraced a physical style and play on him. No matter what, Victor Wembanyama has had one of the most hyped pre-NBA careers we've ever seen besides LeBron James. Ever since he was a young kid, he's been getting the hype and attention of the media. He has a family that has the sport running in their bloodline, so it seems like Wembanyama was born for this. But the NBA is a different animal, and only the best of the best make it in and get to play minutes. No matter what though, Victor Wembanyama has a bright future in the world of hoops. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.